Here, I know I've got one here. There we go. I know everybody can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Was that a Verizon commercial or something? It was, yeah, anyhow. Well, good day, and we're finally live. Took a little bit. A few technical problems. I'll explain them later. You don't need to know. And anyhow, this is episode 20 of the Nova Scotia Bowl, Nova Scotia's only live online community TV talk show that we know of anyways. I have to put that disclaimer in there. Thanks for tuning your browser into nslive.tv. I'm your host and producer, Brian C., and that's part of the problem is I do everything. So this is a live talk show, and what we do is we use Zoom to have people join us on the show. Different things that affect us Nova Scotians. So if you do come on the show live, just please turn the sound off on the live stream because there is a considerable delay which will interfere with us having a sociable chat. And we don't want that. We want to have a nice sociable chat. Now, I do have a co-host this week, but before we bring him on, let me see, all I have to do is mention that you can find the Zoom link and the meeting codes in the event description. And we're ready to have a sociable chat whenever you are, and the codes are right beside me. Yeah, so let's go see if we can find the amazing and talented Robert Campbell. He's here somewhere. There he is.
I'm over
Hey,
here,
Robert.
Brian. Hello, and thanks for bringing me online, my friend.
Oh, my
How
pleasure.
are you doing? It's been it's been a bit of a challenge getting the old technical together, hasn't it?
It was tonight. It was tonight. Oh, there we go. Somebody's cheering. That's because I have this. There we go. Just one sec. Anybody was cheering. So, anyhow, go back to the real thing. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we got it sorted out, and it sounds okay, I think.
Yeah, you're sounding good to me anyway. So if you sound good to me,
Okay.
you should sound good out there on the stream and internet land. And
Good.
let's just do one little change there. There we go. So everybody knows where the meeting ID and passcode is, so they can join us here live on the Nova Scotiable Talk Show. Because that's it. What's a talk show if people don't come on and talk about it, right?
Well, that's right. I got to tell you, I've been a bit slow in getting my podcast video casting thing together that I've been working on, but I've been busy with other things. So
Yeah.
talk
Oh, I
shows
hear you.
are, if it's a talk show, then yeah, we should be talking about something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Definitely be talking about something. And there's lots to talk about. And one of the things I wanted to mention, of course, one of the hot topics this week was the Chester Playhouse fire. Of course, that was horrific. I don't know if you got to see any of that here. I do have actually
I
some
saw a little bit of it.
footage.
Yeah, that's the aftermath there.
That's right. That's the drone footage showing the aftermath. Wow, that's. I mean, it's gone basically.
It's a big
Yeah.
loss to the community. It's a big loss to musicians and artists of all
Mm-hmm.
sorts, actors and people putting on special events. I mean, who knows what all they did there exactly? I imagine they did even weddings and stuff, right? So
They might
yeah, who
have.
knows? It looks like it's a total write-off, obviously, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully they can rebuild somehow or find a
Yeah.
new location to carry on.
And of course, they just done a couple $100,000 worth of renovations. If I remember the figure, if you know the right figure, let me know.
That no, I don't. Yeah,
Eight hundred
but
thousand from the peanut
oh my
gallery over here.
heavens.
Yeah, so they were just finishing up, about to open probably another month or so. With all those renovations, it's just a horrible, horrible loss. I mean, it's community theater. I was quite involved with community theater for a while, and it's a wonderful
Yeah.
thing, really.
Well,
So
that's where I
yeah,
met
this
my
is just.
wife was in community theater, and
What was it? Yeah.
the thing, Kaylin was the director and
Hmm.
producer and chief cook and bottle washer for the Millennium Players back in Vancouver area, and she came in to rent the 500 seat theater that I was managing, and
Hmm.
that's when I met her. So
Uh,
and the community theater brings people of all ages together, right?
hmm.
And from all the walks of life and brings them into communion with the community. So this is not good for their community, for Chester. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, well, I certainly hope they rally, and in the future they are able to reopen, because I don't know, it was in my mind quite a necessary thing for the community, and hopefully they can do that and continue on in the future. It'll take a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Milford House, who's had some devastating fires over the years. So it's terrible.
Yeah, the Chester Playhouse I never got to perform in, but I did walk through it once. Yeah, it sounded like a great sounding room too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it was. I was there for a few plays. I was never performed there myself, but I was there for a couple plays, and my son performed there once. Yeah. So and I knew some people who worked there, and so big loss to the community.
Yeah, it's well, we'll find out as the time goes on what they're planning to do. I imagine it'll all be about insurance and all that kind of stuff, and
no
figuring
doubt.
out government grants now. Thank you very much. Yeah,
that's always fun.
Well, having been through the gamut of grants before, I can tell you that. Well, actually, no, it's not. My first when I mentioned I was a manager at the Art Center and Theater in what it was a 500-seat theater and a black box 200-seater, and I was the theater director there and manager, I guess, whatever. And we would apply for Canada Council grants and that kind of thing, and some of these grants were 30, 40 pages. So and you have a lot of research and a lot of thinking to do when you get in there.
Yeah.
So I don't envy anything going forward for those folks, whatever they do. Yeah, it's
that's
gonna be
right.
tough. Yeah. So, how's life over in the Peggy's St. Margaret's Bay region of the world?
That's right, St. Margaret's Bay. It's not too bad, not too bad. Although if you've seen what they're doing at Peggy's Cove right now, and I know it's got to look bad before it gets better, but right now it looks bad, I have to say.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
just a lot of raw rock and pylons and stuff, eh?
Well, rubble and just something I never thought I would see. But I know it's got to look bad before it looks better. But I keep saying that and convincing myself. If I say it enough, I'll convince myself. So.
Well, I've only seen it from the photos online. But I imagine once it's done, it'll be okay. So
yeah. I'm hoping once it's done, it's going to be okay. Once it's done, it's going to be okay. Anyhow, we're going to move on here. I did have the chance this week to talk to Savannah Maxner from Crystany's Brasserie, and I'll never say that word right. I tried, Savannah, I did.
Brasserie.
Anyhow, Brasserie, thank you. That's it. If I hear it, I'm good, but I don't know. There's just a couple words I have trouble with. Anyhow, they have a gluten-free restaurant in Canning, which is an amazing project they're working on. The food's incredible. But I had the chance to talk to her this week, and we had a little recorded interview, which we're going to play now. So
fantastic. Kaylin's gluten-free, and I'm always looking for places to go. So
you'll love it there.
Let's spin that tape or whatever. Roll the tape.
And maybe you might play some music when we come out of this. So we'll see. There you go. So I'd like to welcome Savannah Maxner to this show. Thank you so much for coming on. And you're operating a restaurant. And I want to talk a little bit about the name of the restaurant. It's Crystany's. Say the last part for me.
Brasserie.
Brasserie. I always get that wrong. Brasserie. I have to think about the metal. Brasserie. Okay, so Crystany's Brasserie. And where did that name come about, by the way?
Well, first off, I just want to thank you, Brian, for having me and giving me this opportunity. In terms of the name, so Crystany's is a combination of my sister and my mom's name, Crystal and Brittany. I unfortunately was gypped from the name, so I have to live with that. It's okay, I brush it off, but that was the combination of that. And then in terms of Brasserie, It can mean a few different things. Like for some people, they think it means we brew our own beer, which we don't. But it also means like a relaxed setting where you serve single serve dishes and all that. So it's kind of, it's not really a pub, but it's not fine dining. It's kind of in between.
Huh. Nice.
Yeah.
So, did you have any previous experience in the restaurant industry? I mean, what really made you decide to want to open a restaurant with the fam?
Yeah, so I don't have any previous experience. I graduated from Dalhousie with a major in international development studies and a minor in theater and social justice and inequality. So nothing to do with the restaurant industry. My mom, though, has worked in the wine industry for 10 plus years. She's worked at different wineries. She's been at the liquor store. So the reasoning for opening the restaurant was me, my sister, and my mom were all gluten-free. And growing up, it was hard to go out to eat at places where you could find something that was gluten-free that wasn't a salad or a chicken dish. And, you know, the grocery stores back then didn't necessarily have a lot of options. So we wanted to open a safe place for those who have celiac disease or are gluten intolerant or many other allergies. We have a lot of people who are dairy-free, egg-free, vegan, you name it, to be able to come and enjoy and feel safe and know that they can eat there without any issues and that we totally understand it.
Yeah. So you are certified, right? Am I right on that, saying you're a certified gluten-free restaurant?
Yes, we are certified gluten-free. We're certified through the Gluten-Free Food Program and the Canadian Celiac Association. We're the first in Canada, and we're still the only certified one in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. So check that out. That's one reason to go there for sure. So we got to talk about COVID, of course. I mean, how has it impacted your business? I mean, I hate to ask this question because I know it's been really terrible for so many small businesses, but how's it affected you guys where you're at?
I mean, I feel like COVID was just, it came and it was like, whoa, what is this? Like, what is going on? When it first hit last year, we made the decision to stay open Friday and Saturday nights for takeout. And we had a lot of good support during that time. We were busy and that really kept us going because there was some restaurants that weren't even open and not making any sort of income. And, you know, it's hard to switch from dine-in to takeout on a whim. I don't think people realize how much behind the scenes work it is and how much readjusting for your brain to be like, okay, wait, I have to plate this a different way or do this a different way. And it was a big learning curve. It was interesting for sure. I mean, it's a good learning curve. I think the more you can learn and the more knowledge you have really is just more beneficial to you and your business. So, I mean, in terms of that, I feel like it was great to understand that kind of aspect and be able to switch around. In terms of this third wave and the lockdown, it was definitely a lot tougher. There really wasn't the support from the government, either financially or really on social media at all, being like, they're basically saying, just stay home. They weren't saying like, oh, go out and, you know, still support your restaurants. And our cases were much higher than they were during the first wave. And I feel like, you know, we got support. Like there's numerous customers that I can say, oh yeah, they're going to order every week, or I know they'll order every other week. But I feel like the support this time around, there just wasn't enough. And I mean, you know, it's hard. Like everyone's in a tough place financially and all this stuff going on. So it's really hard. But I mean, this lockdown was definitely harder on us for sure.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, like I'm a small business myself, and I completely understand, although it hasn't affected me as bad as it has you. I mean, you guys are set up for a dining experience, and to have to throw all that aside to go to takeout. Wow, that's a huge change for you. So kudos to you for doing it and maintaining yourselves through this time. So, and it's going to be over soon.
I know. Fingers crossed. Over soon.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Yeah, so where are you located for those who don't know?
So we're located in Canning, and if people aren't familiar with Canning, it's like a 10-minute drive from Fort Williams, like Wolfville, Campbell, New Minas. If you're going to Blomidon or Kingsport Beach or the Lookoff or the Split, like we're right in that area to get to those other places. We're right on the main strip, so if anyone's familiar with the grocery store, Value Foods, a lot of people reference to it as Sam's. We're just past his building, like 4 or 5 buildings down on the right-hand side. A green building, you can't miss it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fairly well marked, and I know there's signs on the road as you're going down towards Canning, so check those out.
Yeah.
So I hear you've got a little bit of a celebration happening. What's going on there?
Yes, so we're celebrating 5 years, June 28th. So, I mean, that's a huge accomplishment for any business, especially during a global pandemic to have made this far. We've done really well, and I think that's amazing. We aren't open on Mondays, but the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday prior to, we'll be kind of celebrating that. Hopefully, things are fully reopened, so we're able to have live music and whatnot. But if not, then we'll still have something. We have some swag that we created. So we have masks, we've got shirts, some sweaters, some hats. So all of that, we're doing some giveaways leading up to our birthday celebrations. And yeah, then they'll be available for sale as well. So we've got all that fun stuff. And I mean, just basically want to celebrate the fact that we've made it this far.
Well, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
So, folks, look, this is a small family restaurant that's eager to please you, its patrons. So get out there, check them out, and you will not regret it. I think it's a fabulous experience. Anything else you wanted to add there?
No, I think that basically covers it. I mean, we love our customers. We love providing our customers with a great dining experience. We love supporting local, our vendors and all of that. And I mean, it's tough times, it's challenging times. And all we can say is thank you for the continued support. We will continue to thrive, to grow, work on things, do new things. And we're really excited for all that. We're launching a summer menu within the next few weeks. So we're super excited for that. And, just keep supporting local when you can because it's imperative.
Yeah. Yeah, and you say, is your patio open now? What part of
any part of the patio is open. Restaurants are allowed to have their patios open. Unfortunately, our building's kind of awkward setup. Like we're a 2-story building, but just with how we're set up, we don't have all this space for all these tables. So our patio, unfortunately, only has 4 tables, can accommodate 14 people right now. So it's still not that much, but it's at least something. And I mean, people love our patio, so it's really beautiful back there.
Awesome. Yeah, well, the patio is open, folks. So are you taking reservations for that or?
Yes, right now we are taking reservations, but once we fully can reopen our indoor dining, then there won't be reservations for the patio. It'll be a first come, first serve.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you, Savannah, for coming on the show. I greatly appreciate your time and telling people all about Crystany's Brasserie.
Brasserie.
I will get it right someday.
That's okay. A lot of people will call it Crystany's, but it's Crystany.
Well, close enough. I understand.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks again. And look, all the best to you. And listen, people, check it out in Canning. Great restaurant. I love the food there myself. I've been there and it's fabulous. The family's great. Say hi to everyone for me.
I will.
All right. Well, take care now.
Thanks.
There, and we're back. And I hear the sound.
That's nice. Now we have a destination in Canning. That's great.
Oh, it's a fabulous place, and if you go out to their balcony, it actually looks out over the river. Oh, it is gorgeous out there. Yeah, and they're, like I said, it's a small family-run business, and they are eager to please you. So, Crystany's Brasserie, I got it.
Excellent. Yes, the Brasserie.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks. It does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need a segue. Do you have a segue?
Well, I could talk about all sorts of things. I guess I was just thinking back to the fire at Chester and the losing the Chester Playhouse, and you had asked me to play some music, so I guess I could.
I keep checking the green room to see if there's anybody who's going to join us.
I guess it does.
Because you can. This is
Otherwise,
a talk show.
You tell me you can't hear the piano.
No, I can hear it fine. Sounds good, actually.
Okay, great. Okay. Yeah, so I was thinking about the fire, and I probably, well, I know I did. I've looked into the effects of PTSD. I was 11 years old, and our family had designed and built. My dad was in construction, commercial construction, but we built the only residential building that my dad built was our home, and built it in 1966. We moved in on the Wednesday, and 5 days later, on Easter Sunday of 1966, it burnt down. And it was very fast fire, and it was from bad electrical or something, they say. I don't know. We don't know. And, you never know these things for sure, I think. But just like that community of Chester, there's going to be a lot of people suffering from just the effects of even watching the fire. It's something that you can't get out of your mind. And
it's traumatic.
I have a lot of, I've always, for years, and I haven't done it in the last 10 or 15, maybe 20 years, but for quite a while, and especially after my kid was born, almost 30 years ago now, I would wake up in the middle of the night thinking I smelled smoke, and I couldn't go back to sleep until I'd walk the house to make sure there's no smoke. So that's PTSD, man. And so it lives with the community, it lives with people for a long time, that kind of thing. So, and the people that work there, it's maybe a little different when it's your own personal house and you lose all your goldfish and your rock collection and all the family pictures, but it can have a lot of effect throughout the year. So my heart goes out to Chester. And anyways, I wrote this song about that very thing, and it's called Big Hearts and Small Towns.
Take it away.
Morning came with the cold, dull rain. There was nothing left of our house but the memories of the smoke and flames. Thank God we all made it out. We lost nearly everything, those pictures we can't get back. Granddad's piano's just a pile of wires and black. And I remember those firemen, they did everything they could. The road was lined with helping hands from across our neighborhood. Big hearts, small towns, still the best place I can think of to pour my roots down, where someone's always got your back when trouble comes around. Big hearts, small towns. Spent a month or more at the motor inn till we got back on our feet, and every family was chipping in, bringing homemade supper to eat. And I cried when Mr. Henley said, "Here, boy, this is for you." He sat me at his piano saying, "You know what to do." Big hearts, small towns, still the best place I can think of to pour my roots down, where someone's always got your back when trouble comes around. Big hearts, small towns. I'm keeping this circle unbroken. I'm giving back whenever I can. Big hearts, small towns, still the best place I can think of to put my roots down, Well, someone's always got your back when trouble comes around. Big hearts, small towns, big hearts, small towns. Big hearts, small, small, small towns.
Woo! Everybody, virtual clap. Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Robert. I love it. Great tune, by the way.
Ah, thanks. I tore this whole piano apart about 3 weeks ago.
I saw the Facebook pictures, yeah.
Oh, you did, yeah. Well, I've had to take it apart again. I've got to get exactly the right kind of grease. This white lithium fine smooth grease to oil everything, and I thought I had the right one, but I don't think I do, because I don't know if you can. I can hear the little every on certain keys, so I think I got to tear it apart again.
Wow, yeah, that's a big
Not
job.
only are there 88 keys to take out, there's about 75 or 100 screws holding this thing together.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can show you.
Yeah.
It's no, I can't show you that. Oh well, but yeah. So there you go.
Jeez. Excellent. Well,
Anyways,
everybody, if you're watching, you can join the show. So we've got the meeting ID and passcode over to the side there. Of course, it's also there's a link in the video description that you can click on to join us, Robert and me, here on the Nova Scotiable Talk Show. So
Please
keep checking the green room.
chime in.
Yeah. Have your say about something, and anyhow, we got a few things here we can talk about. Of course, thank you. Brian C's Netflix picks. This is something Grammy D and I kind of get into doing. It was the Grammy D's Netflix picks, but he was unavailable this week. But he said he might join us. Who knows? He might if he gets a moment. So anyhow, I took it on myself. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So my movie is The Dig.
The Dig.
Yeah, have you seen this?
Is that the one of the archaeologist in England? Yes. That's a great flick.
Yeah.
I thought it was
so it's not a new release, but I remembered I was thinking, what was that movie I saw that I really liked? And then I went back and looked through, and it was The Dig, and I think you'd enjoy it too. It was really well done. No explosions. I'm surprised. Usually if stuff's not blowing up, I'm not that interested. But no, this was a great movie, and it really kept my interest, and I think it was really well done. And it is based on a true story. A fellow really didn't get the recognition he should have for this discovery and the work, the bulk of the work to uncover it properly, because you just don't put a shovel on the ground when you have an archaeological discovery. There, I'll get it out. Anyway, I thought it was a great movie, and it is my pick of the week, called The Dig.
Absolutely. I second that emotion. I found it to be a very satisfying movie to watch, and I have my wife Kaylin and I have binge watched The Time Team, which, if you haven't seen Time Team, it's a British archaeological series that went for over 20 years, and they have all sorts of specials. And it's based around a host who's brings in archaeologists, and they do a dig for 3 days. So they go into whatever place in England or around the world, and so if I had a interesting concept for a dig, I would send them an email or a note, and they would come and investigate it, and if they found worthy, they would dig my backyard, because I figured there's Roman ruins there. Well, you wouldn't believe some of the stories, and it's some very, very good archaeological history and vignettes from around mostly England, but also Europe and some other spots around the world.
Yeah.
So The Time Team is a great thing to binge watch. And like I say, it started many years ago when it was 640 by 480, and then now they're in HD. But so it went for over 20 years. Yeah. So I
Wow.
highly
Yeah.
recommend you check that out.
So you're saying time is like a fork time?
No, time, as in
Time. It is
history,
time.
as
Okay.
in
Sorry.
TIME.
I was reading more into it.
Time team. Yeah. Yeah.
Time team. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
a
excellent.
good one.
Now that
Yeah.
sounds good. I'll have to look for that. And is that where can we find that?
I believe it's a Netflix. It might be a Prime
Okay.
thing. I can't
Okay.
remember. I'd have to look it
So
up.
it's
Yeah.
one of those streaming platforms. But we'll
Yes.
go look for it.
Absolutely. Oh, and they have stuff on YouTube. You can just
Mhm.
YouTube Time Team, and they have
Time
specials and they have all sorts of stuff. And we started out at episode like 0 and
Mm-hmm.
went through 20 years of it over the last year and a half, right? And watching
Yeah.
a couple episodes a day kind of thing, right? We learned a lot. I know more about Roman coins and the history of
Mm-hmm.
pot shards and you know,
Who says you can't learn
whatever.
from TV? I mean, I think you can.
Yeah.
A
So
good example of that is right here, the Search for Oak Island, or the Treasure of Oak Island. What is it? What's the Curse of Oak
right,
Island? That's the name of the show.
yeah,
I'll get it
whatever
right.
that show is, I've watched one or two episodes, but I
Yeah.
haven't got into it. Yeah, but
So that's
yeah, so
I've learned a lot from it.
yeah, we've been spending our time online, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. I mean, yeah, we're kind of at home now, aren't we? So don't have much choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing this from my living room, right? TV show from my living room. Who would have
Well,
guessed that?
this is our spare bedroom, which is our office, my music studio, and I have a futon here. We've got a futon in case somebody actually wants to visit. So this is your spare room. But yeah, it seems like we might be just a number of weeks away from opening up again a bit. And as a musician, I'm really looking forward to the possibility of playing live music without feeling like I'm going to die from the plague.
Yeah, I'm
On
with
Saturday,
you.
on Saturday, I get my second Moderna shot.
Hey,
There's a
awesome.
benefit to being old, right?
That's
So
right. Yeah,
yeah, not only
excellent. Glad
do
to
I
hear it.
get not only do I get 10% off things, but I get my second shot.
That's right. You get your second
Yeah.
shot. You get
Yeah,
shot twice.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it because then a few weeks later I do have some live gigs coming up, nothing booked confirmed yet, but it'll be good. It'll be good to get out and play because
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
after you realize that as what makes your life go round when you've been doing something for 40 plus years
Yeah.
and all of a sudden it's taken away. It certainly is difficult to adjust, right? And
Yeah.
I realized how much I'm tied to the performance and being out and sharing music and getting the feedback of people enjoying the music, and there's been tough days, right, for everybody,
Hmm.
right? But
For
it
sure.
sure
Yeah.
helps refocus a lot of people on what was of value and maybe what can be of value going forward.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, what I value going forward is electric vehicles. And I had a chance this week to talk to David Giles of All EV Canada Inc. How was that for
Right.
a segue, by the way? Wasn't that smooth?
Really nice. And
I
in
know.
fact, are we giving an EV away today?
I wish. No, but
Did you line
he
up a
has promised me a.
sponsorship?
He has promised me a test drive in a Tesla, so that's worth every bit of it.
Oh, come on over
Yeah.
to my house. I want to go on the Tesla.
Okay, so we have to. I got a list of people I have to visit in the Tesla now. So yeah, so I actually had a chance to talk with him, and we recorded a little interview to tell people more about All EV Canada. So
All right,
here
let's
we
hear
go.
that.
Let's roll the clip, as they say. Well, I'd like to welcome David Giles to the show, and he's from All EV Canada Inc. and he sells used electric vehicles. So I want to know more about that because I'm a hybrid driver, as I've told him, and I really love driving the hybrid, and I love when I sit at the lights and I don't have my engine running. So, and the thought of having a fully electric vehicle is very interesting to me. So, David, let's talk about electric vehicles. You've got quite an inventory apparently right now.
Hey, hi, Brian. Yes, we are probably one of the only electric vehicle stores in Atlantic Canada. We only do electrics. We don't do any gas or even hybrids. We don't really get involved with them. We are a fully electric vehicle center.
Excellent. I like it. So where are you located? Apparently you've got 2 locations?
Correct. Yeah. During the middle of the pandemic, we opened our first location in Halifax, and then through all the craziness, we acquired another dealer in PEI, Charlottetown. So we have 2 dealers operating right now, all EV, and we have an inventory between the 2 dealers of over 40 vehicles.
Wow, that's quite impressive. 40 electric vehicles. So, but apparently you also offer a lot of education. There's quite a difference between a gas-powered mechanical engine and electric vehicle. So education's quite important. And you do training, I think I heard.
Yeah. So we do classes called Which EV's Right for Me, which is free to the public. Come in and you basically learn about electric vehicles, charging infrastructure, learn about battery range, winter driving in the case of winter time, maintenance on the vehicles. All those things are part of the education side of it. And then the biggest side is going for test drives, experiencing the silent drive, the power of the vehicle. And then also we go through some of the charging, how simple it is to charge, and, things like that for what somebody would experience in owning one of these vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, I guess range is probably one of the biggest questions people have. They're curious about how much range they have, and I know when I pull away from a traffic light and I'm on battery power, not making any noise, and the guy beside me just revving his engine, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
it's quiet.
And the funny part is a lot of people don't realize that electric motors are the most efficient. They're the most powerful. Even big diesel engines don't compare to an electric motor for their torque and horsepower, because they basically they use all their power at 0 RPM. So they generate all their energy without even instantly. So it's so you get the benefit of that as well. So
yeah, maintenance is a big thing I wonder about too, because I know there's so fewer moving parts, especially with the getting rid of that big mechanical oil needing engine. How much maintenance is required on an electric vehicle?
well, the funny part is that like on some vehicles where you have your oil change intervals and your timing belt replacements and spark plug replacement, and even emission control devices that need to be replaced or serviced at a certain kilometer, that's all gone. Electric vehicles eliminate all your exhaust systems, your fuel delivery systems, your engine powertrain. Most cases, there's no transmissions in these vehicles. So like all that's gone. So all the moving parts, essentially electric vehicle has about 20 moving parts compared to about 6,000 in a gas powered vehicle. So there's less likely a chance of something failing in an electric vehicle that would conventionally fail or need service on a gas powered vehicle.
Wow, yeah, that's quite that's quite a difference. Yeah. Yeah.
So but it doesn't mean that they still don't need maintenance. Like you're talking tire rotation and filling the washer fluid and but you don't have to worry about scheduling oil changes and stuff like that. And there's a significant cost reduction because you don't have those maintenance items on that car. So not just the fuel savings, but also on the maintenance side too.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I love the sound of it. I'm enthralled with electric vehicles. I think it's the future myself. So, yeah. So good to know you. We'll be talking a lot.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to find out which EV is right for me.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, let's tell everybody how they can get hold of you. Do you have a website?
Yes, we do. Our website is allev.ca. We have lots of information on there. We have all our classes and even media and stuff. And if you want to learn more about electric vehicles, you can contact us directly. Any of our salespeople are EV educators as well. So be happy to come in. We do have some very unique things in our showroom. We do have a Tesla Model 3 that's been stripped down with no body on it. So you can see the underlay of an electric vehicle, the motor, the batteries, the powertrain, and all that. That's really interesting. And yeah, and any of our guys would be more than happy to take you for a test drive.
Oh yeah, now you've got my interest for sure. Tesla's test drives, yeah, I'm in. All right, well I'll post your website up there and let
Awesome.
give people the information where they can contact you if they're interested in an electric vehicle. And I don't know why they really wouldn't be. I know I certainly am. So, but listen, thanks for coming on the show. Greatly appreciate your time and telling people about All EV Canada Inc. for our Focus on Business section. Have a great day.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Brian. Have a great day. Thank you.
You too. And we're back. Yeah, so
Very
actually
nice.
this is the website for All EV Canada. They've got quite a few cars in stock and quite a lineup and all kinds of
Wow,
information.
yeah.
They really focus on training people about what they're about and what needs to be done.
And
Maintenance
whereabouts
is
are
minimal,
they?
but there is still maintenance. So
Whereabouts are
And-
they located?
they're in Halifax. Actually, they've got two
Okay.
locations, one in Halifax and one in Charlottetown.
Okay.
And I don't know the exact
I'll have
location
to
here
go
for
check
Halifax.
it
I'm going to
out.
find out because I'm taking them up on that Tesla test drive offer.
I would love to
Yeah.
at least get a hybrid at the very least. I don't know
Yeah.
how, with us driving across the country, I guess there's lots of charging stations along the way, but you have to
Is-
kind of plan your route these days.
Yeah, there's more and more all
Still.
the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd actually bring up Crystany's website as well. I mean, look at the food. Are you hungry now? I'm hungry now. Look at that. Yeah. So that's what you can find in Canning at Crystany's.
Maybe
Brasserie.
I'll take Kaylin up there for her birthday.
That would be lovely. You know, you have friends too. Just saying.
Yeah, that's an idea.
I'm kidding. No, take her. She deserves it.
There you go, a bit of brasserie music. Yeah, it's well, she's gluten free, and I've been supporting that a bit. You know, I've got some buns in the freezer though. So my big treat is having toast with like almond butter or maybe cinnamon toast or something. That's my twice weekly splurge.
That's your splurge. I love it.
I don't know about you, Brian, but I'm sure there's a lot of other people out in the world in the same boat that I am. I put on a pair of pants today to go to work, and rather than going naked, and these pants hung off me. I had to tighten the belt up really tight 2 years ago, and I can barely get into the dang things right now. It's like it's horrible.
I know.
So-
I'm with you.
I'm making
Yeah,
a
the COVID
commitment to lose this COVID 20 pounds or whatever it is, 15 for at least, I guess.
Yeah.
And we were walking really a lot, and it goes up and down, of course. So I find that walking an hour or to 2 hours a day really helps. So,
Yeah.
But anyways, I
does.
made it through work. At work, I don't know if I was telling you what I did. I got a short-term contract. I'm an IT guy. For years, I had my IT company doing web and networking and databases and programming and all that stuff. But I'm working right now for the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons, where I'm just setting out the laptops and making sure everything's running in each room. We're isolating each doctor who is an examiner or each doctor who may be a candidate taking a test in their own hotel room, and it's all connected like a glorified Zoom session across Canada. So there's hundreds of doctors doing this across Canada for the last almost 2 months now, and I'm in my last week now of this. So it's quite fascinating because there's psychologists and psychiatrists and dermatologists and radiologists and all the different folks. So it's fun, and the candidates will come in and they're just like they're just wired with nerves and so.
That's right.
And of course, the thing for me is I set everything up and then everything's like boring as can be. Like I don't do anything until something blows up. Well, which is the way IT stuff always goes, right?
Yeah.
And,
That's right.
and when something goes wrong on one of these poor candidates, hey Daisy,
That's my
then
puppy.
when something breaks down or the connection's lost or whatever, and you can just see these poor doctors taking the exams like deer caught in the headlights, just. And but it's been quite interesting. It's met a lot of very interesting people, young and old, all ages, coming in and getting upgrades to their certificates or whatever they're doing, or their their not articles. What do they call them? When they're just about to be full-fledged doctors and they come in, they do their final exam. So it's been a lot of fun at the
Yeah.
Marriott, actually. But, yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's been good,
Excellent.
especially because I'm not doing any live gigs, and
Yeah.
not having any income kind of makes it a little thin.
What kind of sucks? Yeah.
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 But no, it's been good. So that's coming to an end at the end of this week. So yeah.
Excellent.
But,
I thought we might mention the ECMAs. Of course, they had them back in first week in May there over in Cape Breton. I said over in Cape Breton. I mean, that's still
Yes.
in the province. Or-
It's been all virtual. They were supposed to
Yeah.
do it in person, of course, and then they had it all geared up, and they did a heck of a
Yeah.
job rewiring their organization to do this online. And it's online on Facebook and YouTube, and they've done a bang up job. I was watching the Songwriters Circle today with there's who was in there, Kim Dunn, Heather Rankin, all sorts of folks, Owen Song Lee, and it was really good. I can't tell people enough to get out on YouTube and check out some of the footage that they've got ECMA have on their site for sure.
Definitely, yeah. That's what I'm going to do myself. So I just thought I'd ask people what they, if they watched much of it, if they were a winner. I had the thought that we could actually do a little bit of a winner's question live show where somebody who won an award could come on, and it could be open through Zoom for questions from their fans and things. Just another idea I'm having. So I might look into that. I had Keontae Beals on the show a couple episodes back, and it's a fabulous fella and fabulous musician, and it's really a pleasure to have him on.
Keontae is a joy.
Yeah, he certainly is, and nobody came on to ask him any questions, and I kind of thought they would. So maybe we'll set something like that up. I mean, if we were to work with the ECMAs, we could certainly get something like that going.
Yeah, you might give a bit of an advertising. I remember seeing you talking about that, and I had to work that day. I work today, right? So
Yeah, he's a working man.
yeah, for another week. Yeah, but,
That's right. Another week. Yeah, so that's just some ideas I'm having. I'm constantly reaching out to people about different things, so we'll see what happens with that. And here's another example of that, where we're looking for Nova Scotia wineries to participate in our virtual Who's Wining show. It's very much
great.
like our Behind the Beer show, but it's wineries, and it's a Zoom-in session where we sample and taste these various wines. We pick one and we kind of feature that for the show. But to have a representative from one of the wineries or one of the breweries to come on and actually talk about their product would make the show over the top. That'd be ideal. So I've done a lot of reaching out.
Idea.
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of reaching out in that regard, and having some success actually. So
good. You could try spirits as well. You could say,
Definitely.
you know,
Yeah. So we have
whose
behind the
spirit
beer,
is
who's
this?
whining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your
Spirit of Nova
spirit?
Scotia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's lots of ideas there as well. So it doesn't have to be just wineries and breweries. And actually,
I
cider's a thing. We're gonna have a cider company come on and join us. I
Excellent.
think that's next Friday. Yeah. It's, Bulwark is gonna join us, and they said they send me some swag, so maybe a nice shirt with Bulwark. Be awesome.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can. What are you gonna? What are you gonna call that one? Are you gonna call it "How Fruity Are You" or what? Yeah,
I think it's going to be a behind the beer episode, even though it's a cider. I know
yeah.
there's a difference, but I can't make a show for every little thing.
Well,
There's
yeah.
only so many
I've
hours in the
been,
day I can make graphics and promote stuff. So
yeah, I've been trying the Willing to Learn
hmm
gin from Nova Scotia distilleries, and
oh,
so
willing to learn, Jan.
there's a lot of good
Yeah.
beer, wine, and ciders in Nova
hmm
Scotia. Really a
Oh,
lot.
and there it is, Bulwark handcrafted cider. Yeah, we're going to try a couple of those, or we'll take your pick. I've picked two there, and you can, have one, and we open them together and sample them together, and give our comments, what we think and what we like, and like I said, if we had somebody from Bulwark to come on, and I think they're on board with that, to talk to the
Great.
participants, and you're always welcome, Robert, to join in, and
I might go out and grab a beer, so I'll check that out. I'll go down to
yeah,
the NSLC and
hmm
find a couple. Are you
yeah.
doing how many? Do you know how many types they have
They've
of
got quite a
beer?
few. I think there's Angry Orchard. There's these are I can't see them there. I forget. Oh, the wild blackberry and strawberry rhubarb are the two that I've got there. You can pick either one really,
Okay.
or drink both of
Well,
them.
I think I'll go buy a couple of ciders and try to join you on
Yeah.
this. What's the
We you
date
know
on
what you
that
should
one?
do? You and Kaylin should come on and each one try one and sample each other's. That'd be perfect.
That might be an idea.
Yeah,
I might be able to
and
talk her
that's
into having a cider.
that show goes every Friday night at 7 p.m. So same time frame as this, but Friday night because that's when people are getting
Great.
home and they're usually cracking one open. So
Yeah. Good idea. Good idea.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
thank you. I thought so, but it was
Yeah.
my
Oh,
idea. So I
get
keep
the
checking
world
the
going.
green room here. Nobody else has come into the green room to join us
Yeah.
yet.
Well,
So, but
it's a
that's all
busy
right.
time. So, and the online game is a tricky place to
hmm
be,
It
because
is,
there's
yeah,
so many things in people's eyeballs
yeah.
these days.
I thought about possibly moving this show to Monday night. I don't know. You know, who knows
Yeah, I don't.
what works best, right?
It's a very good question. I don't know. Yeah, it's I do a regular Tuesday night
hmm
songwriters private Zoom session
hmm
on,
Yeah.
and we've been I've been talking about doing a regular song circle like broadcast as well, and
hmm
then as soon as we open up live, having a location to do that and broadcast and do it live.
hmm
But picking the day is a trick. So I'm talking
Yeah.
to a few different venues. I'm looking for a venue where we can have an intimate crowd, maybe 50 at maximum if we get busy,
hmm
and have a listening audience. So
hmm
people know that they can order food and drinks and stuff, but when the artist is playing, people are quiet and not rattling glasses and talking about their favorite movie, uh, but they're listening. So
Yeah.
finding the right venue and the right a manager, host for of the venue, the owner of the venue,
hmm
who understands the process to build an audience over time, because it takes
Yeah.
time to build these things, and hopefully we can find somebody
hmm
soon in the region,
Yeah.
maybe whether it's Halifax, Dartmouth, maybe
hmm
Bedford, something that's
In the
reasonably
HRM.
accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
Yep.
HRM, more central HRM, um,
hmm
and do it hybrid, live and
Yeah.
broadcast. So
And that falls within the thoughts that I've had about having a studio and regular host concerts and things, and kind of partnering with somebody who does a coffee shop, and so there's a little bit of food and drink, and it's a very social, open atmosphere rather than a closed up TV studio, which is the old way of doing
Right.
it. I'm looking at doing it a new way and having definitely much more open and community oriented. So.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, and I think people will be ready to come out and see some live music. Seems like
I
there's
think
pent
they're
up
ready.
demand.
I think they're definitely ready. Yeah,
Yeah.
no question there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We,
So, what do you people think out there? If you're watching, are you ready for some live music? I know it
give
sounds
us a
like a silly
comment or
question.
two. Throw your pieces in the chat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I have been posting in the comments here different things. Of course, we had a solar eclipse not that long ago. That was last Friday morning, I think, quite early.
Between like 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. or something.
I found some really amazing shots that people took of them. There's, of course, a time lapse showing the different phases.
Yeah, Jason Dane is a friend on my Facebook feed, and he got some
Yeah.
similar shot to that. Beautiful stuff, eh?
Look at that. That's cool.
Look Man, it
These
was
are from
way
all
too
over.
early for me. Even though I've been getting
Yeah.
up early lately with this job, some days it's still
Yeah.
way too early for me.
Hmm.
But
Today
isn't
I
that
didn't
lovely?
bring any on the show, but I saw pictures of the International Space Station, the ISS, actually in front of the sun, the moon actually taking its piece out, and the International Space Station in front of the sun. They were amazing shots, actually
Cool.
posted by Chris Hatfield. So
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have any,
Yeah.
I didn't bring any of those on the show, but anyhow, there's of course a demonstration of why we get a solar eclipse.
Yeah,
It was a
it's
solar, right? It wasn't, yeah,
it was a
because the moon
solar
blocked the sun.
eclipse. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so when the
the
moon
lunar
totally
eclipse
disappears, that's a
is
lunar eclipse.
the lunar eclipse is when the moon would be on the other side of the earth and in the shadow.
And disappears. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's right. Had to think about that.
Yeah, it's funny, thankfully we've got diagrams that people make
Yeah, I know.
to,
For
to
us,
help us
for
understand.
for us who don't think about it every day. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
yeah. So that's
Right.
how you can join the conversation. Zoom in. All the information's there, and there's a link in the description, of course, in the show, which happens every week. We will have episode 21 next week. But then we're going to take a break the week after. We have to take a week off for a few
Okay.
things that are coming up. So next week
Yeah.
is Father's Day, so you can come on the show and wish your father a happy Father's Day live on nslive.tv.
That's a good idea. Nova
Yeah.
Scotiable.
That's
I
right. Nova Scotia.
I think I'm going to have a rehearsal on Father's Day.
Yeah.
My child is in Vancouver, so it's a long ways. We'll have a Zoom chat. That'll be it for Father's
you
Day,
go.
I think. And I'm looking forward. We hope to be able to drive across Canada, do a few shows across on our way across, and
Yeah.
take a couple of months to travel to BC and back. Maybe 2.5 months, kind of thing. So we're looking forward to as soon as we know that it's safe to travel across and that we don't have to go into quarantine or whatever. But I think it'll be pretty soon. I think it might be even a month, 2 months away. Like
Yeah.
August, we might be able to start traveling. I hope.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, we'll find out. I guess they're
Keep the faith.
doing another announcement on Wednesday. Is it?
What was that? Another on
Is
Wednesday?
is Dr. Strang doing another announcement on Wednesday?
I usually get those updates, and I actually broadcast the updates when they come in. I haven't got any information on when they're doing updates next
Right.
week yet.
Right.
But when I get that, I'll let people know, and I'll publish it on NS Live TV.
Gotcha. Good. Good. Yeah.
Should be
it's,
Monday. It's usually Monday, but after that, they might go down to 2 days a week instead of 3. But yeah, I would say there would probably be one tomorrow for sure.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the numbers have been good. I think it's what was it, 10 today or something in the region?
8, I thought I saw. Yeah, that's
8?
that's
Oh,
on
yeah.
on
Okay.
NS Live TV. We have a regular update page that I update when I get the information every day, and so you can check that out there. I wonder if I can bring that up here. News, daily COVID update. And if I drop that over there, there we go. We can go over and see it.
There we go. Let's go take a look.
There. Yeah, so I have my little ticker there with the information that goes across the top of the screen. But
Right.
the last one I streamed is usually there, but then the information's down here. Yeah, 10 new cases. You're right, and 5
Right.
recoveries.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So.
Good. Good. Yeah. Well, that's the right direction, anyways. Is keeping it under, getting it down, and
So you can find that
hopefully,
on NS Live TV. Drop down the Watch TV menu to News, and then right across is the daily COVID-19 update, which I try to maintain
Excellent.
as best I can.
yeah, it's great. You know, you post you rebroadcast the premier's interviews, and that's mostly how I've been seeing them, because it pops up on my feed, and I think, oh yeah, right, okay, let's go there.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I think we'll wrap the show up. There's nobody in the green room waiting to come on there. It's a virtual green room, by the way.
Right. Yeah.
It's not the broom closet. So, are you going to lead us out with a song or some music? That would be totally awesome.
I could. I don't know what you'd like to hear.
Music.
Well,
I don't know. What do you... It's a player's choice.
aha. It's funny, you know, not doing any gigs. Makes you forget what you're doing.
Forget what you know. I know. Let's see. I'm digging that. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate you watching the show, and we'll be back next week. I'm going to take a break the next week after that, but and Friday night is Behind the Beer. Check that out at 7 p.m. See you later. It's Barbara Campbell.
Bloodshot eyes staring back from your coffee. Man, you've got the blues. Well, you've read the mail, yeah, you've done the numbers. Looks like you're going under. Well, the money in your pockets slipping through the holes. You can't afford to buy new clothes. But don't take your troubles to the grave. If you don't let them go, they'll just drag you down anyway. Find a way to make a change. Don't worry about yesterday. Let it slip away, and don't take your troubles to the grave.